The city gleamed. Towers of glass and steel pierced the sky. Flying vehicles zipped between them. This was the future, a world of progress and technology. Yet a shadow lurked beneath the gleaming surface. Inequality was stark. The privileged few lived in luxury, while others struggled in the forgotten corners of the city. I was born into this world, a world on the brink of something unknown. My days were spent in the pursuit of knowledge, seeking solace in the vast libraries of data chips. The past, with its history and evolution, fascinated me. Little did I know, I was about to get a glimpse into its reality. One day, while exploring a forgotten sector of the city, I stumbled upon an abandoned laboratory. Dust lay thick on forgotten machines. The air was heavy with the scent of decay and forgotten dreams. Among the debris, a device shimmered, catching my eye. It was unlike anything I had ever seen, a circular device of unknown metal, pulsating with an eerie light. Instinctively, I reached out, drawn to its enigmatic aura. As my fingers brushed against its cold surface, a jolt shot through me. Visions, vivid and chaotic, flooded my mind. I saw cities crumble and rise again. Empires fell, and new orders were born. The sheer weight of history pressed down on me. I recoiled, the artifact falling from my grasp. Silence descended, the humming of the device replaced by a ringing in my ears. What I had stumbled upon was no mere trinket. It was a window into the past, a time-bending device of unimaginable power. The realization hit me with the force of a tidal wave. I held the power to change everything. The artifact called to me. Days turned into nights as I wrestled with its implications. The power to reshape the past was intoxicating, dangerous. I spent sleepless nights studying the device, deciphering its workings. The more I understood, the more I realized the potential consequences of its power. Should I, alter the past to right wrongs or prevent disasters? The question gnawed at me, a moral dilemma with no easy answers. Driven by a thirst for knowledge and a desire to understand the device's true nature, I activated it. The world dissolved around me, replaced by a swirling vortex of colors and sounds. When I opened my eyes, I was no longer in the sterile confines of the lab. I stood on a bustling street, the air thick with the scent of coal smoke and horse manure. People in strange attire bustled about, their faces etched with a different kind of hardship than what I knew. This was the past, raw and unfiltered. I could feel the weight of history all around me, the echoes of countless lives lived. I spent days, weeks perhaps. Time seemed to flow differently here, observing, learning. I witnessed both the beauty and brutality of that era. The stark reality of the past was a far cry from the sterile data chips I was accustomed to. It was a stark reminder of the complexities of time, the delicate balance of cause and effect. My initial awe slowly gave way to a sense of unease. The past, I realized, was not just a collection of events. It was a tapestry of interconnected lives, choices, and consequences. Every action, however small, rippled through time, shaping the present and the future. The weight of this realization pressed down on me. To interfere, to change even the smallest detail, could have unforeseen and potentially catastrophic consequences. The more I saw, the more I understood the gravity of my situation. The past was not mine to manipulate. It was a foundation upon which the present was built. To alter it would be to tamper with the very fabric of time itself. The city of my time, with all its flaws, was a product of this intricate web of past events. Could I risk unraveling it all, even with the best intentions? The thought of returning to my time, the device in my possession, filled me with dread. The power it held was too great, too tempting. What if it fell into the wrong hands? The chaos that could ensue was unimaginable. I was torn between my curiosity, the allure of exploring the past, and the responsibility of safeguarding time itself. The ethical dilemma gnawed at me, a constant weight on my soul. One day, while wandering through a bustling marketplace, I witnessed a scene that chilled me to the core. A young boy, no older than 10, was being accused of stealing. The crowd, their faces a mix of anger and suspicion, closed in on him. I knew then with a certainty that shook me that I could not stand idly by. This was not a historical event, a detached story in a data chip. This was a life, a moment that could shape a future. Forgetting my earlier resolve, I stepped forward, using my knowledge of the future to intervene. I provided evidence of the boy's innocence, exposing the real culprit. The crowd dispersed, grumbling but pacified. The boy, his eyes wide with gratitude and relief, looked up at me. In that moment, I felt a sense of purpose, a justification for the power I held. I had made a difference, however small. But the encounter also deepened my dilemma. If I could intervene here, why not elsewhere? What about all the injustices, the tragedies that had shaped history? Where did I draw the line? The more I thought about it, the more I realized that there were no easy answers. The past, with all its complexities, was a slippery slope. Every action, every choice had the potential to unravel the delicate tapestry of time. I continued my journey through time, grappling with the weight of my responsibility. I saw empires rise and fall, witnessed moments of great beauty and unspeakable cruelty. Each experience etched itself into my soul, a constant reminder of the power I held and the potential consequences of its use. The more I saw, the more I understood the dangers of interfering with the natural order of time. The past was not a playground for my whims. It was a sacred tapestry, woven with the threads of countless lives. Each thread, no matter how small or insignificant it might seem, played a vital role in the grand scheme of things. To tamper with one thread was to risk unraveling the entire fabric, creating ripples that could distort the present and jeopardize the future. The knowledge I had gained, the experiences I had lived through, had tempered my initial enthusiasm. I had begun my journey with a naive belief in my ability to shape the past for the better. But I now understood that time was not mine to control. It was a force to be respected, a river to be navigated with caution and humility. With a heavy heart, I activated the device one last time, the familiar sensation of temporal displacement washing over me. When the swirling subsided, I found myself back in the abandoned laboratory, the device cold in my hands. The city outside thrummed with life, oblivious to my journey through time. I knew then what I had to do. The device, with its power to alter the past, was too dangerous to remain in existence. With a heavy heart, I deactivated it, the strange glow fading from its surface. The power that had been mine was gone, returned to the annals of time. The past would remain unchanged, its lessons intact. The future, now more than ever, was a blank slate, unwritten and uncertain. But it was a future I was no longer tempted to manipulate. I had glimpsed the echoes of tomorrow, and in doing so, I had learned a profound truth. The power to change the past paled in comparison to the responsibility of shaping the future. And that responsibility, I realized, lay not in altering what had been, but in learning from it and striving to create a better tomorrow. The question was no longer what if, but what now? And that was a question we all had to answer, together.